with him in jail, it's like you were attacking Jesus because he was the one.
Pastor.
Because he was the one that would come through the jail when you were going through rough times and sit down and pray with you and talk to you. So he was almost like, I've never seen that dude.
And what kind of name is Creflo Dollar? And you're an American pastor.
Is he a prosperity preacher?
Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of people have the whole big problem with is the prosperity preaching. And if you're prosperity preaching, it needs to benefit the good of society, not like your Kenneth Copelands and
College Park, Georgia,
and your Joe Osteens. I look at them as, I hate to say it, like you are the worst of the worst. Like God, there's a special place in hell for people that use God's name to do what you're doing. And then I never looked at that church out there even like that. I didn't, because if you looked at the history of the church, like I said, being built by kids,
in and literally felt like I didn't.
Yeah, like you walked into like some real high dollar like thing. But think about it. This is the work of kids that just wanted to worship God, not greedy adults.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because some of you adults, you kind of greedy. This came from.
I mean, but at that point where I'm gone into it, it's like not. At that point wasn't like kids standing on the podium preaching. So like, I mean,
you know who said something about it while we was at church? Tiffany, right? And there was a little girl behind the counter at the ask Tiffany this. She said something about, you know, the church being so valuable, and the little girl behind the counter looked at Tiff like a cult leader and said, listen, I don't know what you think about this church, but we built this church. This kid said that. She said, we built this church. She said, we all go to, because Tiff went to school right out there, but she went to a different high school. And the little girl goes, you know, we raised money. We raised $1 million. And she gave her the breakdown of like, we started this thing. We hired the preacher. This is our church. And because Tiff said something like out loud in the lobby, and the girl heard Tiff. Ask Tiffany next time you see her what that little girl said to her. Little girl said, I think you got it wrong.
I mean, I know what I felt while
I know, because you walk in there and you think, well, this is a business. This is, because it's like walking into a mall. It has a coffee shop in it, a bookstore in it. It has this like, they got a daycare center in it. They got a water park. They got all kinds of stuff. But the concept of it was created by teenage kids. Right? So it wasn't built with like that greed intent in mind. Is they wanted their own church.
I mean, but do they really need a coffee shop? And
no, I mean, they really didn't need all of it, but kids dream big. And that was their vision of this big, huge thing that was like, and they built it. I mean, they built it. I mean, they paid for it. They went out and fundraised for it, crowd campaigned for it, went and took the loans. Well, I'm sure they had adults take the loans.
That's what I'm saying. There's not the kids without actual parents behind
parents
them
behind
the
it,
work.
yeah. But I'm sure there's parents behind the work. But the concept was, at one point they were in a little auditorium, and now they're in a church that holds 10,000 people. Auditoriums, bands, bookstores. That all came from the vision of these teenage kids.
This guy looks like a snake.
He is a snake. Kenneth Copeland is a snake.
Area 3?
I think so. Yeah. It's like that tannish camper.
It's a tannish camper. You don't know what lot number it is? No. Well, we really need to verify your husband's still with us.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, he's actually just go out in the bottom of the lake.
Well, I can't.
No, they don't give the coffee away. You got to buy the coffee. Kids are into marketing, all right? No, they don't give the coffee away. The coffee's like $2. They have a coffee place in there, and there's also a Norma Jean's coffee shop in there where you can buy coffee from Brazil and all over the world. And then they have their own little coffee place in there too. And I think coffee's like $2. It ain't nothing crazy.
Go in the bottom of the lake. So
do
if
you
we
have
need
scuba diving?
Yeah, we're going to
It's called the wave.
go to the bottom of the lake.
Please.
Just a wave.
And you're saying
Get the best ones there are, because this is a miracle from God. You will see. You will see.
you're saying your 4-year-old son's down there too?
He's with God.
Where's his body at?
I don't
Where
know.
did you throw him in the water at?
Off of the dock at the causeway.
Where the bike was
Where
today?
the boat was?
Yeah, where the boat. I know.
No,
When there's supposed to be one coming out there.
I think there was one.
Does anybody have a glass of water?
We can get you water.
Please.
What's
Thank you.
we're right now we're gonna walk up to the squad, okay? That's what
Okay.
we're going to do. We're gonna put you in the back of the squad.
You will find my husband.
Okay, but you're gonna sit down in the back of the squad for us, okay?
Can I actually just sit with my children and have water?
Yeah, we can bring your children over.
I would love a glass of water.
Let's go up in this spot over
Well,
here.
my children up here.
We'll bring them over
bring
in
them
a
over.
minute.
She wants to sit with her children, but she was just trying to send them to
Yeah,
God.
let me get it. Kyle went to go get you one.
You guys send the dive team over that way then?
Yeah, we're gonna
They're supposed to bring one in over.
Which dock is that so I can tell my
That's
dispatch?
cluster dock, the center cluster dock.
Center
Or,
cluster.
on the causeway. Causeway center
meet them up there.
Causeway Center cluster
Cover or
dock.
something?
7940 Central.
You're treating her really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I was to sling you in the water, would they treat me that good?
No.
I don't think they would. They're giving her the P. Diddy treatment.
You said it's the Causeway Center dock, right?
They're pouring the miners. Okay.
Causeway Center dock. 7940 Central. The mother is advising that her boat is located if you just want to log at the Causeway Center dock, and that's where she threw the child in the water. She's also now saying that the husband's in the water. She just want to log that and notify the dive team. The Rangers are heading over that way right now.
Where it's not too hard on my knee.
What,
So your knee won't hurt you. Please
Okay.
trust me.
Okay.
It won't hurt you.
Okay.
It won't hurt you. You're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
You're fine. God, please show this woman that it is true. But I'm telling you, people are doubting you. It is getting harder for me to stay strong. Please show her that it is true what I'm telling you. That there is a fish in the bottom of the lake.
Now, I was believing her up to the fish in the bottom of the lake thing.
I told them I would tree that you created. Please, Lord.
And it's
I would love her to break me. I feel like
You guys just want
God, they're not doing
Yeah,
it.
had a hard ass time getting up, didn't she?
Okay. So we can
That's how I feel when I try to get up.
rest of everybody else.
I mean, I can hear me now. They're like, "Where's your girlfriend?" Oh, she's at the bottom of the lake and a fish ate her. Do you know what they would do? They would bust me upside the
You'd
head.
be on the ground
I'd
with
be on the
somebody's head
ground
on your neck.
with a knee on my neck. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. Yeah, she's in the belly of a big fish. They would be like,
We'd be like 3 moves and you'd be in a pretzel shape.
taser. You'd be, I don't know, like.
And she's just walking freely.
Now, if you was dressed like a priest and you were telling them that, it may be easy. I don't know. I just say me, myself, you know, I just don't see the police being that easy on me. Because they're probably thinking right now, they're probably in their mind, they're praying that she's not telling the truth. Right?
Yeah, because she could be just saying that and it's
It'd be
not
crazy.
actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
Right?
They
Well,
have to actually probably drain the water.
yeah, so they're probably in their mind, they're thinking, please let this lady, what she's saying, not be true, right? Like,
But then they've
Jonah.
got these kids.
Like, I get it. I get the fish story from the Bible.
I know.
You know, the whale swallows you and spits you
Mhm.
out kind of thing.
Karen, have a seat right here. We'll go get your children as soon as they're done.
No, I want to go
Right here.
What are the kids saying now?
I don't know if it's because they've asked them if there's a little brother and dad or not. I don't know.
Okay.
They ain't even asked the kids yet. Wouldn't you go to the kids and be like, hey, you got a little brother in the lake?
But they are true. They are. It's amazing.
Well, but the kids were she tried to drive the kids into the lake also a second round.
Well, you can believe if they're that doctrine into this religion thing,
They
the
think
kids
that's
believe
normal?
it too.
He
Yeah.
put his arms out and he said, forgive them, for they know not
Yeah,
what
you
they
told me
do.
that
I thought they
already.
were 18-year-olds.
They
I was
didn't know.
born out 18-year-olds.
They didn't know.
Yeah, right.
You are to trust. It's all about trust. It's hard because he does things in mysterious ways. And it's hard because we want to just believe our earthly ways. It's hard. It's part of you happy. And it's part of you happy. Yes.
There's a couple of other videos of her recently, but it's like her bond hearing. Yeah, and I didn't think we had all that time.
I mean, the $1 million question is what do you do in a situation like this? How do we punish this woman? I mean, let's ask the chat. Chat, how do y'all think she should be punished? And plus, we'll open the phone calls up in a few minutes because I got to hear your take on P. Diddy and definitely on this woman. And I know we have a lot of religious people here on this channel, and I don't.
And if I get up, I'm not being rude. I can't hear the call.
Okay.
Just FYI. And I'm getting tired.
I mean, I honestly don't know what I would do with this woman.
Right. Because you have a sensitive spot for women.
And the religious aspect of it. Because I feel like she really believed this.
I do too. Only because she didn't seem to act like she was telling it to them, like they would be like, oh, okay, now I get it, no big deal,
and she's asking God to show the lady that she's being truthful, and
right,
like it just doesn't seem, it seemed genuine,
right?
Like crazy as that sounds, like in her mind this psychosis she's going through seemed real to her.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, hey, yeah, you definitely got to go to a crazy
She can't
hospital
live in real society, right?
Until she gets well.
I mean, what my issue was that a lot of times when people get diagnosed with DID or schizophrenia or whatever they call it nowadays, they decide that suddenly just one day they don't feel like taking their medicine because they feel fine and they don't think they need it anymore. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, oh, I've got this. And I hear it a lot. Well, I've heard it a lot as an EMT. Oh, I've got this. I hadn't taken my medicine. I didn't want to take it. And
now, if that's the case, then it becomes criminal because you chose that, right?
But that's what I'm saying, though. If you choose to rehab people like this and then allow them back into society, who is going to monitor?
They do it all the time.
They monitor that you're taking your medication.
You remember what I told you happened to my friend on Christmas from a mental patient? He got out of the hospital and got a gun and shot my friend on Christmas.
Crazy.
I was supposed to be there. He murdered my friend on Christmas and shot his brother. And I was supposed to be there to watch the fights that night because the fights happened to fall on Christmas. And me and this dude always watched the fights together. He called me that morning and said, Dolly, you coming over for the fights? And I said, no, I got to play Santa Claus with Tiff because Tiff was a baby. And the neighbor knocked on his door and asked him, was his daughter in the house? He said, man, I don't know your daughter. He was like, well, let me come inside to check. And my friend said, dude, you're not coming to my house. I don't know you. And he was like, well, hey, can I get a beer? And my buddy was really cool, right? And he was like, yeah, I'll give you a beer. He hollered to his brother John and said, hey, John, grab my beer. Now, when you go to my buddy Keith's front door, it's a hallway, and it leads to, you walk in, and to the right is the living room. If you go straight back, it's the kitchen and the refrigerator. So from the front door, you can see the refrigerator. So Keith tells John to get him a beer out the refrigerator, just being nice because it's the neighbor from across the street. And he turns around and tells John, when Keith looks back, the guy has a gun out, shoots him right in the head. And then shoots John as he's opening the refrigerator, shoots John in the stomach. So
did he not want a beer?
He shot John twice. I think he shot him in the upper arm and in the stomach because when he hit him the first time, he spun. He said the second shot hit him and he went unconscious. It hit him in the shoulder, knocked him out though.
Dang.
right? I don't know if it's when he hit the floor it knocked him out, but he was knocked out. And when he woke up, of course, Keith was dead. And they're rushing him to the hospital. So I went and seen John in the hospital. And, of course, you know, the funeral of Keith and all that stuff. But it was on Christmas Day. And they put this, I've talked about this before. They sent him back to the mental hospital.
And then he was at Busch Gardens.
Then he was at the amusement park, Busch Gardens. They had let him out on a weekend pass.
That's wild.
Right? Because once they figured that you're,
I have the hiccups.
Once they figured that you're mentally almost back, there's
regulated.
There's no sentencing on it. Like it ain't no you go to the mental hospital for 50 years, right? It's you go to the mental hospital until the doctors deem you worthy enough to be back in society.
What about the crime you committed? Shouldn't you have?
They found him incompetent to stand trial. He was crazy at the time of the emergency. He didn't realize what he was doing.
See, that's a problem for me because then once you regulate his whatever was off, determine that he's stable enough to go back. Sorry, I have hiccups really bad. He should be regulated and then stand trial.
Yeah, that's what I think. But if you go to trial normal and you don't realize you even did that, then how do you defend yourself not knowing what crime you committed? Now, I think he was faking because when he got to jail, he made a shank. And he, believe it or not, he was in the mental hospital. This is no lie, making rap songs and putting them out on YouTube.
What?
Yes. Yeah, they have a recording studio, I guess, where they can record music at the mental hospital. And he was recording songs in the hospital and releasing them on YouTube.
A recording studio?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's a legit studio, but they had a way to record music in the studio. I don't know if he was recording with a tape recorder, if he was recording with a CD recorder, if he was recording on a fucking 16-track mixer they had. But I know he was in the mental hospital and he was putting out songs.
That's crazy.
Yes. All right. What is this video you sent?
Another thing.
Son in Lake charged with murder. Okay, let's jump into it.
Mm-hmm.
Mother is accused of killing her 4-year-old son. She appeared in Ohio in court on Monday, where she pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. So why would she kill her child? Well, Miller claims she, quote, gave her son to God.
I gave him to God today.
You gave him to God.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
I threw him in the lake and I gave him to God. And people are going to tell me I am crazy, but he is real. And he loves you. He really does love you. He loves you. And I doubted him. I doubted him so many times. But I am to tell you, he is coming soon. He is coming very soon. Prepare your hearts. The end is close. And I'm for sure supposed to tell you that he does love you.
And she better be prepared to be locked up. So what happened to her husband? Well, he ended up in the lake too.
Ma'am, can you explain to me what happened? Who did you throw in the water?
I gave my son to God.
Your son?
Yes.
Where's your husband?
He went for a walk this morning.
And you haven't seen him
He
since?
had never come back. And we went to the boat and his clothes were there. And God told me he's in the lake and a fish swallowed him. And you're actually supposed to go look for him in the bottom of the lake. And you will find the fish and you will find my husband.
I need to know where your husband's at.
He's at the bottom of the lake in a fish.
He's in a fish.
Yeah.
There's no
That's
fish
the
large enough
crazy
on
part.
That will just swallow your husband.
He's at the bottom of the lake in a fish.
Now, her husband, police say, does not appear to be a victim of foul play. She's facing charges of aggravated murder, felonious assault in her son's death. She's also charged with endangering her child and domestic violence for allegedly driving a golf cart into the lake with her 15-year-old daughter and twin 18-year-old sons on board. There's going to be a bond hearing on September 25th. The Old Order Amish Church tells Scripps News that the events that unfolded at the lake do not reflect their teachings or their beliefs, but were instead a result of mental illness.
This
My
is September
goodness, let's
24th.
talk about this case. Let's
It's
bring in
October 4th.
psychotherapist Dr. Janie Lacey and private investigator Manuel Gomez of Black Ops Private Investigators. Good morning to you both. Such an awful case. Let's start with the mental health aspect of this. Dr. Janie, you heard right out of the gate, whomever's representing her guided her, obviously, with the plea of not guilty by reason of insanity. Tell us what you're thinking here.
You know, what I'm thinking, Julie, is there is definitely some type of mental health factors, but what we'll see, especially in religious communities, is sometimes they're covered up by normative religious expression, and the delusional thinking is.
I seen the Theo Vaughn interview with the Amish kid. The Amish kid had nothing to do with this case, but he's just been hanging out with his Amish kid doing interviews. It's a trip. The Amish boy gave him a hat too. Theo Vaughn, he made it for him, gave him a hat.
Is considered normative in the sense that we're hearing that God told her this, or that he's in the lake. So I would be looking at a couple of things from a mental health perspective, looking at potential psychosis. Was there major depressive disorder with these psychotic features? You know, and perhaps there's some underlining psychiatric conditions that were exacerbated by her cultural isolation in the Amish community, because we know historically the Amish community's relationship with mental health services is pretty much non-existent because of this religious framework for understanding, especially tragedies and death, which is a potential barrier for a lot of the individuals that live in these communities because of the lack of mental health intervention. So then they will rely on their religious framework to explain potential delusions and other psychotic features, Julie. So those are some of my thoughts.
It's very interesting what you're sharing, Dr. Janie, and interesting your last point, how we see the church already distancing themselves from this and making it clear this is not the beliefs that they preach or subscribe to. This is her mental illness that appears to be at play here. I have a clip I want to play for you both. This is a paramedic praying with her. This is body camera footage of it. Take a look.
God, please show this woman that it is true. But I'm telling you, people are doubting. They are getting harder from me to stay strong. Please show her that it is true what I'm telling you. That there is a fish in the bottom of the lake. Please, let her take me to sit with my children over this tree that you have created.
So this is something you don't see every day. The paramedic kneeling with her, praying with her. Manuel, what do you think of that?
Well, I'm glad you showed that, Julie, because I got to say, this case is the prime example of professionalism to the highest standard. The way the paramedics treated her, the way the cops acted. I have never witnessed such professionalism in any police department nationwide in all my years. And I have to say, kudos to the sheriff's department in Ohio. But I do understand why she killed, in some aspects, her son, because the Amish study the Old Testament. There is a section in the Old Testament where Abraham offers his son to God and actually puts him on a brush of burning wood. And then as he's about to die, God orders him to take him off. Now, she perverted this because of her psychological issues, but I do believe that was one of the factors, the religious points of view, that caused her to do that. But the other thing is, I'm a little disturbed is how they don't charge her with the murder of her husband, because I don't believe he just drowned, because the Amish are very, very cult-like, and she most likely took her children with her husband and her when they were performing their religious rituals. And the fact that she knew exactly that he was in the bottom of that river, I'm sorry, I believe she had some involvement.
Interesting you say that, Manuel. Dovetailing off of what you said, the sheriff said that her husband went back to the lake alone, by himself, likely drowned, is the sheriff's comment, after he was disappointed in his performance of those spiritual tasks. Apparently, they had these spiritual tasks that they were carrying out. Tell me what you would be looking at, Manuel, as an investigator, if you're thinking this wasn't an accidental drowning or drowning by suicide. If you're thinking this was homicide, how do you get there as an investigator? What do you look at with the dad?
Well, I would have been very cautious as making a statement as they did, because one, in this case and in this aspect, you need an autopsy. His head needs to be examined to see if it was hit, or his toxicology needs to be examined
That's
to
what
see
I
if he was
said.
maybe given some type of poison. But the fact is that she knew exactly where he was, and he was in the bottom of that river. If his sons and daughters were there practicing their religious rituals together, then one of them would have called for help. But I've been to Coshocton, Ohio on a missing child case and tried to have interviewed the Amish. And let me tell you, you got a better chance of winning Powerball than one of them actually speaking to you.
You're right. You're right, my friend. Lots of good food there in Amish country. You know, I've been there to that area many times before. I've been to Atwood Lake. It's lovely. Yeah, good pies there. But yeah, in terms of it's a community. Yeah, go ahead, Minute. What's that?
I bought 14 pies.
I bet you did. Took them all back to New York, put them in the freezer. That's so funny. Oh man, well, you need to have those moments to laugh with. This is so sad and awful. You know, I appreciate we can have a moment of levity on the show. Dr. Janey, I want to ask you about, and this is so tough because we know that how we wish you could personally evaluate this woman, but you haven't. So we're asking you to kind of analyze from afar. I want to give you a quote. The sheriff here said that the most bizarre act that he heard of was that this woman said that God told her to allow herself to be swallowed up by a fish. But somehow she survived, and the sheriff was kind of amazed at that. I think many of us are. What do those words tell you, that she's saying she heard God tell her to get swallowed up by a fish?
Well, what that tells me, Julian, sometimes there's this intersection because of the religious framework, but some type of delusion or some type of possible auditorial hallucinations, or what we would call command delusions. And in the religious context, sometimes that when there is a baseline of some type of potential mental health or psychotic disorder, that with the religious framework on top of that, sometimes people will say that they believe this is God's voice, or they will refer back to their religious framework for those possible auditorial hallucinations, or what we would call command delusions, where someone is hearing a voice tell them to do something in that standpoint. So, you know, there would be a couple of things from a clinical assessment perspective is that we would have to look at, and as my colleague on the panel mentioned, it's difficult when you're looking at certain communities because you can't get in there and get some of the previous history, good timeline of behavioral changes because of the intersection or any stressors that are happening, or even neurological evaluations and these types of things that we would need to do. So that would be my guess at afar, that there was some level of psychiatric history that was missed, obviously, because of the community and the framework of her religion.
Dr. Janey Lacey, investigator Manuel Gomez, great insight from you both as always.
Well, we don't know what the teens went through. We just know the mother and father were hearing the voice of God, and they both thought that they needed to do swim this lake so a big fish could swallow them.
Like Jonah.
Yeah.
And that they had been bad and they were trying to prove themselves to God. Like, what could you possibly have done to need to repent that badly?
I mean, if this is a religious death, I mean, ain't state and religion supposed to be separated? Like, if you're mentally ill, like, I hate to say this, I'd put her in a mental institution.
Yeah. I
mean, some people out here in the chat may disagree with me and say this lady needs to be in prison forever. She killed her kid. Leilani killed her kid. Mm-hmm. Megan Boswell killed her kid. They were sane when they did it. This lady is clearly insane. You really have to know when you're committing a crime, that what you're doing is wrong, and you understand what you're doing is wrong. I feel like this is just my opinion on it. Like, I ain't no mental expert, and I ain't been able to evaluate this lady. If she is a faker, she is the best faker I've ever seen. Not a faker. Yeah, she ain't. I don't think she's faking it at all. I believe she was going through some psychosis, and she just murdered her child, right? And I'm sure God didn't tell her to do that. My God wouldn't tell her to do that. I don't think, right? I would hope not anyway. It just, I don't know if she's hearing demons or she's schizophrenic.
It has to be demons.
Or what? Yeah, I mean, she's definitely not hearing God. Not that I would think. Okay, before I open the phone lines, so we do want to get into this Laken Snelling stuff. Do you want to discuss that with the people?
Oh, there was just a few developments. She declined to have a preliminary hearing, and that's not normal from what I've read. Like, usually the defense likes to do the preliminary so they can get basically all the information that the prosecution has. I don't know if it means that they know that she's screwed or like.
Well, a preliminary is usually when they ask you, do you want a lawyer or not? But if she already has a lawyer, is there a reason to really have a preliminary? Because a preliminary hearing is usually, the hearing is to say, hey, I plead not guilty and I need a lawyer. I can't afford a lawyer, want to be appointed to you in the preliminary, right? They tell you what you've been charged with. They ask you, do you want a lawyer? If she's already represented by somebody, then there's no need to ask her, does she need a lawyer? But usually you put in, if you're innocent or guilty, in that preliminary hearing, which I don't really know why she would not go to the preliminary. Even if she had a lawyer, she could say, well, I'm already represented by an attorney. And they usually give you your court date.
Yeah.
Right. So did they give her a court date without this preliminary? Have they set a court date for her?
I believe they did. I don't know what it is.
Exactly what the court date is.
Yeah. They gathered details from the incident, and her roommates were on Snapchat with her and had like a group Snapchat together. And they all discussed how in the middle of the night there was like horrific sounds. Like the one roommate said that it was so loud and there was such commotion that a picture fell off of her bed.
But nobody went to check on their roommate.
Is
her roommate Dylan and Bethany?
I'm really starting to feel like I see signs of similarities there.
Right,
but,
like, remember the Idaho 4? Like when the roommates didn't check on their roommates?
And they just kept texting each other in Snapchat probably too.
It's like, how could you have a baby and not make no noise, or you not hear her screaming when she's trying to push this baby out?
When I had to give birth, I was not pleasant and not silent, and I didn't have natural birth, so C-section, and that wasn't fun. But she supposedly, the roommate said the commotion lasted like an hour. So like, what the hell? Why wouldn't you?
And nobody go check on her,
right?
And see she's having a baby and there's blood everywhere, and
they didn't
see that
through
the damn thing like a wild beaver.
You always go there.
I'm just saying, how do you get rid of the umbilical cord? Like, I couldn't do that. If I had like a cord hanging out of me, I couldn't cut that. I'm like, oh hell no. Like these women that just rip through the umbilical cord and sling the baby in the trash, like as a man, that just don't even compute in my mind.
It shouldn't. You're never gonna go and have that situation happen.
Thank God, right?
It'll be okay. Basically, so then all this commotion occurs in the middle of the night. They say it lasts about an hour. She tells the nurse practitioner, I think it was, she tells whoever when she gets there, because she wants to be checked out now that she's been picked up by police. She wants to be checked out. She tells them that she gave birth, and that she wrapped him in a towel to keep him comfortable and fell asleep after giving birth, and then was on top of him when they woke up. She was on top of him. He looked blue. She determined by that
means he was alive.
But no, yeah, I skipped a part. I'm sorry. She said that she heard him whimper when she first gave birth, which means he was alive.
Yeah, he was breathing.
And then she fell asleep on top of him, which, I mean, you probably passed out from losing all that blood or whatever.
And then how did the baby end up in the trash?
She put him there. She said she went and got stuff to clean it up and then put him in the, well, so then she finally leaves the house. She gets herself together or whatever, goes to McDonald's, doesn't even go to class, goes to McDonald's. And so when she leaves, the roommates determined that they're going to be nosy because they actually thought she was pregnant, but she hadn't told anyone she was pregnant. So they assumed she was pregnant. So they thought the noise might coincide with a possible pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
So they went snooping through her room. And that's when the roommate
So they
found,
knew she was pregnant.
That's what I'm saying. They knew, but, and this is where every single case lately I feel like has similarity, because like people around the person that's either the victim or the bad guy, they know deep down inside, they truly know there's something really wrong, or that, you know, so-and-so is pregnant, or so-and-so is being abused, or like, it's like they know, but in their mind, they've like managed to convince themselves that it's not happening, or that it's like not their business, or that they shouldn't care, or right. So like, you can't prove that somebody knew something when, as they're saying, they didn't, but yet.
So this baby's been, the initial autopsy was undetermined. They couldn't tell the cause of death. But now she's stating that the baby made noise, so we know the baby was born alive. It wasn't stillborn.
Yeah.
And she's thrown the baby in trash. It's murder. It's murder.
I agree.
You know, like if she would have reported that she slurred over the baby, we're talking.
I mean, most normal people don't want to give birth at home.
Or SIDS or something, you know, sudden in the death syndrome or something. But
you would call the police.
You would call the police, right?
You don't just, oh, it's dead, let's bury it in the backyard. That's like a pet or something.
I've had a friend lose a baby, and
it's traumatic.
Yeah, she's not with us anymore anyway. She ended up dying later on, but one of the reasons she told me, here's the sad story, is my friend, she had a baby, and I think it was her son, the first son she had, and the baby died of SIDS. And this girl goes on and gets strung out on dope. She says, I asked her when she was clean, I said, what got you on the drug? Because I never knew her to do drugs. And she said she was so depressed that she just wanted to escape reality, and she started doing some bad drugs. And before she knew it, she was hooked on the drugs. She was stealing stuff to pay for the drugs. And she went to prison. She got out of prison, was clean for a little bit, got back on drugs. They found her dead. But when she was clean, she told me, she said that, you know, I was so depressed from losing the baby that I wanted to not be here anymore. And I didn't care about myself. I didn't care about nobody else. She was like, I was just so depressed. I didn't care if I lived or if I didn't. And it led me down that path. And before I knew it, I was strung out on it. And, but now rest in peace to her. I mean, that's sad, but and listen, even the girl that got strung out on drugs, she called the police when she found her baby dead and called the paramedics. And, you know, because her first instinct was, let's save the baby. And if there's something they can do to save the baby. Yeah. Because you don't know if that baby's been not breathing for 1 second or for 10 hours. So she did none of that. And to me, just even though she's a cheerleader and everybody says she's like a mean bully type person, I would say put her in prison for the next 50 years. I mean, I don't feel sorry. I feel sorry for the baby. I don't feel sorry for her.
I feel like what's going to happen is that she's going to get a slap on her wrist because she's got money and she thinks she's hot shit. And then she's going to just go off and have a family and have this happy freaking picket fence life. Because, you know, she was
taking paternal pictures. She knew she was pregnant. She knew the baby was born. She knew the baby was alive.
She shouldn't be able to have kids.
Why not, when the baby made the noise, why didn't she call for help after she had the baby?
She didn't want people to know that she was having a baby.
What do you... Listen, I'm a man. I don't know.
That's another mental illness.
What do you do with the umbilical cord? What do you do with it?
I don't know. Don't look at me. I didn't gnaw off my own umbilical cord.
Is it one of the things you just jam back up in you somewhere?
No.
I mean, I honestly, look, I ain't saying this being gross or stupid. And I'm saying this out of, I really don't know what they do with the umbilical cord. I'm pretty sure
Kim Kardashian ate hers.
I know there's people that eat parts of stuff that
placenta.
Yeah. Oh my God. That is so cannibal corpses, right? But what does anybody, we got any medical professionals? What do they do? No, I'm talking about the part that's hanging out the woman.
Do you do?
I mean, I hate to be gross, but I'm kidding. She cut it. I know, but what do you do with the part that's hanging out of you? I truly, generally do not know. I honestly do not have no clue. Throw it away. But I mean, what about the part?
How do you get it off completely? It's attached to something on your body, inside of you. Yes, I understand what you're saying. I don't know what that answer is.
It comes out with the whole thing comes out.
So why do you have to cut it?
You give birth to it.
That's the placenta. So why cut it? Why not just wait for all of it to come out?
Yeah, why do they cut it? If it's
I don't know. Good question.
Unattached. Why would you cut it? I can understand cutting it from the baby. Yes, the whole thing comes. Women are aliens. I'm like, oh, it comes out with the afterbirth, and she probably flushed it. Okay, I did not know that. Okay, that is going to give me nightmares tonight. Oh my God. Oh my God. You cut it at the baby. Oh, you cut it at the baby. I thought they cut the baby away from the cord, and then there was still a cord. I don't know. I'll be dead honest with you. I didn't know.
After the baby delivered, the cord is clamped in 2 places and then cut between the clamps. This leaves a small piece of cord called a stump attached to the baby's belly button area. The cut piece still attached to the placenta is usually discarded as medical waste.
Oh, as it comes out.
Yes.
Okay, I got you. Okay. Well, thank you guys for the education of me on childbirth. You would think I would know. I'm a father, but I didn't actually. Tiff was a C-section too. No, she won't. No, I think she actually gave birth to Tiff. I can't remember. To be honest with you, I wasn't in the room, right? Because the doctor said they were going to induce labor. And it was going to take 12 to 14 hours to induce labor. And we lived in an apartment, and we had 2 pit bulls at the time. So the dogs had to go out. So I told my baby mama, I said, well, look, it's going to be 12 to 14 hours. I'm going to run, let the dogs out, and I'm going to come immediately back. So I run and let the dogs out. And when I come back, the nurse is walking out the room with Tiffany, and she gives me Tiffany, and I carry Tiffany to the nursery of the hospital. And then when I get back to the room, Sarah's like, did you see the baby? I was like, yeah. I looked at the doctor. I said, I thought you told me 12 to 14 hours. He said, hey, when they're ready to come, they come. That was his answer. I was like, okay, right. And he was like, before he went out the room, he's like, trust me, you didn't want to see that anyway. Right. That's kind of what he kind of said. And this is kind of, like, but it was his fault. I missed the birth, right? Like the actual, and I don't even know if I really wanted to see that, yeah, that, but I was there right after they walked Tiff out the room and carrying her to the nursery. So I actually got to carry the baby and set her in the little crib thing. So I didn't know what they did with the umbilical cord. That shit sounds kind of, I hate to say it, sounds to a man, it sounds really nasty. Okay, it sounds really nasty. So we're going to open up the phone lines. The 3 things we're discussing tonight. What do you think about the sentence P. Diddy got? Okay, is this Amish lady crazy? Does she need to be in prison or a mental hospital? And of course, Laken Snelling. What did we do with her? Why?
She hasn't got charged with murder.
But they could charge her with
murder. Should charge her.
They could up the charges to murder, but they haven't charged her with murder. They did charge her with disposal of a corpse, right? What else was the charges?
Freaking giving birth
false
and
reports.
No. Oh God.
Okay, but I'm going to open the phone line while you Google that. Okay, phone lines are now open. Call in numbers on the screen. Let's try to stay on topic. Okay, so stay on about these 3 crimes that we're discussing tonight. We don't really want to hear about your mom's cooking or anything that ain't got
birth of an infant.
Dolly.
Hey, Dolly and PJ, it's Army Mom. How are y'all?
Hey, Army Mom. We're pretty good.
I was just thinking, I have a theory about the Amish lady.
Okay.
Do you think maybe her husband unalived himself, and she thought maybe he wouldn't get to heaven, get to God, and sacrificed her son to make sure he made it to heaven?
I mean,
I think she would have said that if it was the case, because she seemed to have been wide open with everything else she said.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah,
It's
I
just
mean,
so strange.
I believe she thought what she was saying. Me, myself. Now, what did we do with her? What would you do with her if you was a judge?
Well, the sad thing about it, Dolly, is why we have so much mental health is we don't have places anymore to put people, really.
Yeah, and,
I mean,
the Amish community don't really try to reach outside for outside help that much.
No, they don't. It's just like they've shunned her for what she's done also, and it's just a sad situation all the way around with that. That's just...
Yeah, I mean, living in the 2025, the Amish people got to know that mental health is a serious thing.
Yeah, and I really seriously believe she believed what she was saying.
Mm-hmm.
I do too.
I do too.
Yeah.
And
with the Laken Snelling case, I don't know, what are they waiting on? Why is that girl at home with the thing on her leg? And
it's unbelievable because she's
very unbelievable.
To me, she's no different than Leilani Simon or Megan Boswell or any of these other women that murdered their baby because they didn't want to be a mama.
Mm-hmm.
Don't open your leg.
And I wonder if the dad even knew he was going to be a father.
I think he knew because
he did. They took maternity.
They had pictures with his hand on her belly and shit.
Yeah, I saw that too. So
I mean, you don't see no pictures like that of me and PJ.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I'm just chonky.
And another thing too, I'm like you, are the roommates Dylan and Bethany? Why are people not checking on their friends?
I don't know. I mean, I come from the no homie gets left behind era where we all stuck together to the end.
I come from the I'm nosy as hell era, and if my picture on the wall, I'm about to go pounding on your door to figure out what the hell you're doing.
Yeah.
If my neighbor 2 houses down, I hear screaming or commotion, I'm at least going to look out and say, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would look out. I don't know if I'd go over to my neighbor's house, but I would. Now, if I heard gunshots, I'm calling.
Oh, I wouldn't go. No. I'd get my gun and call the 911. No.
I'll share this story with you, Armor Mom. There was a neighbor of mine, and I heard, he told me to keep an eye on the house, that, he was going out of town. He's like, hey, I'm going out of town. You keep an eye on the place. And he was really watching out for the place for his brother. His brother had went to prison and left him just to watch over the house, and he would go over there all the time and stay. But he was going out of town, so there was nobody to watch the house. So he tells me, he goes, hey man, I'm going out of town. Can you just keep an eye on the house? So I come home in the middle of the night, and I hear the house is all dark over there, and I hear a window break.
Uh-oh.
So naturally, I walk in the house and I call the police because there's nobody to break the window. The window can't be just magically breaking by itself, right?
Yeah.
So I call the police, and this guy's name is Black, and so apparently he had lost his key, and he ended up not going out of town, and the cops beat his ass. Okay, I guess he was resisting, and the cops ended up beating him up pretty good. Like, I mean, busted his head open and everything, right? So the cop comes over here and says, well, the man that we got saying he lives there. Can you identify the man? And I was like, I don't know who's telling you that, because the guy just told me he was going out of town, right? So I walk over there, and they got him cuffed up, laying on the ground with his head busted open and everything. And it's the dude's house. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my
I
God.
called the police on. He done got his ass whipped by the police. And he lost his key and was trying to get back in the house, ended up not leaving town. And I apologized to him. He said, man, it's okay. You didn't know. I'm glad you were like looking after stuff. But that's, that's after the fact. I felt so bad.
Yeah.
He took a good ass whipping by like 6 cops.
That's terrible.
In his own house. Well, it's technically his brother's house, but his brother's been in prison for like 20 years.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I called the police, if I heard something strange.
If I lost my key, I used my credit card to get in the door. I never broke no window.
He broke the window. There was a glass door, and he broke the glass door and went in the side of the house. Not like a sliding door, but it was like a door with a regular glass window, and he busted it out and went into the house.
We had a neighbor. We had a neighbor one time that had an ex-girlfriend that was out there beating his car with an axe.
Oh,
and
Lord.
He was standing out there by her. So I went and got my husband. I was like, call the law. This lady over here's got an axe. So when it was all said and done, and they took her home, we talked to him and asked him if he was okay. He said, why didn't you come help? I said, she had an axe.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do? Like, I wouldn't want to go check on who was breaking in the house. You know what I'm saying? Get myself killed. I just walked in the house and called the police.
Yeah.
You see something, hear something, say something kind of thing. But I'm not going to put my life in danger over it.
Oh, no.
You know? So, all right, Army Mom, we appreciate you calling.
All right. All right.
Bye.
Peace, y'all.
All right, peace.
Bye.
So, yeah, I mean, I think a lot of majority of people think this lady's crazy and they should treat her as a mental ill person and not a criminal, even though what she did is
criminal,
is horrific, right? I think criminal would be the act of you knowing you doing something wrong and you doing it anyway would be criminal. It does fall under the criminal category.
I guess Laken Snelling put her placenta in a Ziploc bag.
Oh,
you might have wanted to eat her.
Dolly.
I guess Laken Snelling put
She saved the placenta but threw the baby away.
What's going on?
Right?
How you doing tonight?
I am doing all right. Who's this? Where you calling from?
Turn off the background. You don't hear that?
Yeah, you got to turn.
Neil Daniel calling from Kingsland, Texas.
Hey, you got to turn me down in the background or we're going to echo.
Yeah, I just figured that out. All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Did you want to touch in on these 3 cases?
Yeah. So anyway, I had just a couple of thoughts to share. I had a couple of thoughts to share, Dolly.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, you were telling the story about the cab driver.
Yeah.
Which I thoroughly enjoyed your story. I could tell you many things in my life too. But in a nutshell, the thing is like you talk about religious people. I consider myself a Christian in that I think the difference between religion and Christianity is religion is man's attempt to get to God. All of us feel like, but we all fall short. And Christianity is believing that Jesus was born, he died, and rose again, and his blood covers our sins. And my definition of Christianity is we believe in that. And nothing we can do can get us closer to God. We fall short of the mark. But we still try to do good. But it's just to show our love and appreciation to God. It's not for our salvation, because no matter how hard we try, we're not good enough.
Okay.
But anyway, I can relate as a Christian when I say, God told me. I don't ever hear God's voice verbally out loud talk to me, but he talks to me in my mind, and I believe that's what people refer to as the Holy Spirit. And there's different definitions of what people see the Holy Spirit. Like you were talking about going out with that girl to the
church,
Pentecostal church. Yeah. And my grandmother, one of my grandmothers, was a Pentecostal, and we went to visited her church. It gave me the heebie-jeebies. These people just babbling and stuff. They didn't feel like it was of God at all. To me, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's demonic, but it's just.
Is it a brainwashing thing, or people wanting to be a part of something so much that they just go with it? I mean, I don't know, to be honest.
It might be. One thing I noticed at my grandmother Chandler, and I believe she's at home in heaven with God, but I think she had her beliefs mixed up in the church that she was in. But my personal belief is that I noticed, that I observed, was that they play music over and over, and it's like they work themselves up into a frenzy where they dance in the aisles and they get all worked up. And it's like they're not even, to me, it's not of God, because the Bible says that God is not the author of confusion. That would be Satan, that creates chaos. But I had a guy one time years ago. I was working in Yellowstone, driving a truck up to Yellowstone National Park, building highway. And at night we would go to the bar, and I was having a beer, and this guy, I would tell him everything God had done for me. I says, you know, God's blessing me and this is going on in my life. And he said, Neil, I noticed you mentioned God a lot. He said, you're kind of like a man of God, like a religious person. And I said, well, I am a Christian. And he said, well, tell me. He said, I'm an atheist. He said, tell me, Neil, he said, have you ever seen God? And I said, I thought about it for a minute. And I said, yeah, Joe, I've seen God. He said, you mean you saw God? He came down in front of you and you saw him. And I said, yeah, Joe. And he goes, I don't know if I want to hear this. But he said, let's hear it. I said, okay, Joe. I said, I saw him last night on my drive home in a cow and a calf moose. I saw him this morning up the North Fork by the Pahaska teepee in a Pahaska rainbow. And I said, and I saw him last night in the shooting star. And I said, oh, yeah, Joe, I've seen God.
That's a good answer.
And what I was,
you know what I would,
yeah.
Have you ever seen?
What's that?
You ever seen that?
Yeah.
That don't.
Well, I blew his.
That don't mean it don't exist.
Yeah. I blew his mind. I didn't know it looked like he got hit over the head with a 4x4 or something, because he drew back and he said, I can't touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
It ended the conversation. And I saw him like many times years later. And I actually think that he wasn't an atheist anymore, because his wife told me, he said, man, he said, Joe always said he was an atheist, but he loves the outdoors, the mountains. And he said, when you came back, she said, when you came back with that answer, it blew his mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
And
you
so,
see God's work every day, you know.
Yes, I
and like
do.
I said, I've never personally seen God or felt God, but in my core, I feel that there is a God. I know I'm intelligent enough to know there's something greater than me, and scientifically, I know you can't make something from nothing. So something created us, right? And I don't know if that's the energy or higher being or damn alien, right? But I know there's something greater than me, and
yeah.
And I still, like I said, I believe that we're here for a reason. There is a greater being than us, and that is the Lord Jesus Christ. And I mean, that's just my personal beliefs. I don't push my beliefs on anybody, because I believe your journey
I don't either.
with spirituality is yours. If you're Buddhist or if you're Hindu, whatever you are, you know, I think you'll find your own path in life that people don't have to push it on you.
Well, it's like your taxi cab driver there. I have no idea about that person, but the fact that happened in your life, it tells me, well, I do believe that the Bible is the Word of God. You were saying it was written by men. It was written by men. It was written by 40 different men in 66 books, which I find fascinating, but there's a whole history behind that. But I do believe the Scripture says that it's the inspired Word of God, and personally, I believe that it is. But it does say in the New Testament that all things work together for good to them that are called according to his purpose. And like that cab driver that picked you up, and that story was so actually amazing. I would refer to that verse, because God works in different people at different times in your life to help you or to bring you somewhere. And there are angels too. I wouldn't rule that out. But largely, God uses people to help us in our life. And so I just think that that's how you can draw that conclusion. And then as far as this lady tonight, it upsets me being a Christian when I see people, they'll point at, they might point at a person like this lady and say, oh, see, they're just,
crazy,
you know, whacked.
Yeah,
crazy. And I even believe that, unfortunately, there are people who will use God as a cover-up. And I don't know if this lady's insane or not. God is the ultimate judge. He knows.
Mm-hmm.
But I get tired, and since you follow true crime as much as I do, and a lot of the reason I followed is because I got inspired watching you. But with true crime, I get tired of the world today saying, oh, well, It's mental health. It's mental health. And there's always this excuse. We even watch it with Koberger where they tried to say he was autistic, you know, and write it off.
They use it as a crutch. That dude's a killer. That's all he is.
They use it as a crutch. And there might be cases where it's real, but I also believe that there is demonic activity. And I refer back to the Bible because, like I say, I believe it's the Word of God. And I think, okay, is there any biblical examples of people that were mentally ill? Well, Jesus referred to people as simple. We know that there's some people that are just not very smart. He talked about simple-minded, which I think are people that aren't their minds don't work that well, but simple-minded. But I never learned from the Bible where I could be wrong. Correct me if somebody's listening to this call and they know in the scripture where it talks about mental health. But I do know about the man that Jesus cast the demons out of, and the demons went into the swine and ran down and drowned in the lake. And when Jesus approached him, the demons spoke out of the man to Jesus, and he said, Jesus said, "What is your name?" And he said, "Legion, for we are many." So he was possessed with multiple demons.
Demons, yeah.
Well, the locals there knew about this man, and they had tried to chain him up, and he dwelt in the tombs, and he had chains, and they couldn't keep chains on him. He'd break the chains. He was not clothed. He was in the nude. The Bible tells that. And so anyway, Jesus cast the demons out of this man, and the demons were saying, "Why are you coming to us before our time?" Because the Bible teaches that at the end that, you know, God will deal with them and throw them into the lake of fire. And so they begged Jesus to let them go into the swine, into the pigs, and I forget how many there was, like 3,000 pigs, ran down the side of the hill and drowned in the sea. And the man was, all the people in that area that knew about that guy, they were scared to death of him. Anybody would be. He said he was fully clothed and in a sound mind. And he wanted to follow Jesus. And Jesus said, no, he said, you go back to your people and you tell them what God's done for you. And the man was totally healed of all of his demons. He just like total different person.
Yeah.
And the people like in that whole area where Jesus was at, they were just like amazed. They were like amazed.
Yeah.
So anyway,
you know how I always say I love horror movies? I'm a big fan of horror movies. Certain horror movies don't watch is I don't watch movies about demonic possession. I really don't like those movies. They actually scare me.
I'm the same way.
And because I believe in good and I believe in God. Yes. And if you believe in good and you believe in God, you got to believe that evil is real. And that there's evil forces that work in this world, just like there's good forces in this world.
And people can open themselves up or close their door to that. And I noticed the other day, when I was talking or watching you and PJ, she said something about Ouija boards. Oh, you know, and I feel the same way. Like if you play with those things, or you can open yourself up to demons, but you can also close the door to demons by your choices.
Yeah,
that was when you were at that show and there was that Ouija board table, and I told you
I remember
that in the house.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. When you guys were at that live show, and you were like, "Ooh," and I'm the same way, because why expose yourself or open yourself up to that? And I really believe the demons are real, and but I get tired in the modern day news when you'll see these mass shootings and everybody's quick to write it off. Oh, well, it's mental health. It's mental health. It's mental health. No, sometimes it's just evil.
That's
just
all there
evil.
is
to it.
Okay, look, hey, we appreciate you calling.
Hey, I appreciate you letting me talk. I knew tonight when you got on this subject, it was like, oh man, I'm going to have to call in.
All right, well, we appreciate it. You be good. Stay safe.
All right. Well, take care. I love you guys.
All right. Peace.
Bye.
All right.
PJ, we watched a movie exactly like what he was just talking about. What did the dude tell him his name was? Remember he said, I'm the devil?
Nefarious.
Nefarious. It's just like the. Have anybody y'all seen that? That is a good movie.
That is. I never saw the very end of it, but I did.
I think there's a part 2 to Nefarious too.
I thought it was a really good movie.
Nefarious. If you've never seen that movie and you're a religious person, it's called Nefarious. And basically, he tells them that he's a demon and his name is Nefarious. And it means, what does it mean? He said what it meant.
He said it in Latin, and then he said it meant nefarious, which nefarious is, I don't know, the dictionary version, whatever the word means.
Yeah, that was a weird ass movie.
It was deep. And like made you think.
It makes you think about the good and evil aspect of the world. So if you've never seen that, has anybody in here seen Nefarious? Press 1 in the chat if you've seen it. And he's basically a killer waiting to get the death sentence. And he wants to die because he wants to torture the soul that he has took over. And the soul is trying to fight to get out and is scared. Okay? And he talks about there's certain permissions you got to give demons to enter your body. Y'all have seen that movie? Okay?
And that's real.
So what he's doing is the dude that's interviewing him, he's trying to get permission to possess him.
And he gave him permission.
And the guy don't believe it. And he thinks it's all mumbo jumbo.
And then he's like, hey, yeah, come on in.
Yeah,
and then when he doesn't go right in, he's like, see, I told you were full of shit. Like,
yeah, so he don't instantly possess him. He's trying to get these 3 things for permission that he needs to possess him. And he's slowly working this dude to get that permission to enter his body.
And then when that guy gets executed, he goes into
instantly
his body.
jumps from his body to the dude's body. And then starts hearing the voice, right? This voice inside of his head, taking over his thoughts and control of his body.
That movie was crazy.
Yes, it's one of those movies that you think, okay, well, don't let me play with the, because this dude didn't believe it, so he was just playing with the fact that you could be possessed, and because he didn't believe you could be possessed.
He was a psychiatrist.
Yeah, a psychiatrist, and of course, in the movie, he gets possessed. So I would say this: don't just like Neil just called in and said,
don't mess with it.
Don't mess with it. It ain't it. Listen, most likely nothing's going to happen to you, but
don't tempt fate.
You don't never do it, because a lot of myself, I always believed that the dude in the Amityville Horror was possessed. Now there's a lot of stories that came out to debunk that.
What is wild is that you say stuff like that, like you worry about possession movies or whatever, but then you're perfectly okay with bringing Annabelle into this house?
Because I don't believe the story. I don't believe the story. And you know what? The museum apparently is on tour.
I don't think you really understood. I've been up since 5:30. I'm full blown about to face plant the mic like Brittany J. I'm not even kidding. I'm tired, and I know that people just watch me like a hawk. So there's comments like how rude I am and how I'm just not. I'm dead tired.
Well, PJ gets up at 5:30 in the morning. I get up at 5:30 in the evening. There's a little bit of a difference in the energy level.
It's like I'm trying to hang, but I'm literally about to die.
Annabella is really demonic. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It could be demon possessed and same concept.
Well, some people believe the Warrens were complete frauds.
Right.
That is basically he was cheating on the lady and they had a kid and blah, 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 blah. I always thought the Warrens were legit because they were
they could be a little bit legit and still be
crooks.
Yeah.
Took advantage of it.
Yeah.
Like they believed it, but then once they seen it was profitable.
Well, I mean, if they were messing with demons, got possessed by demons, and then started having demonic things happen to them, I mean, it makes sense.
Before you go to
I'm
bed,
going in there.
Can I ask you one favor? Can you grab me a soda out the fridge?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Now I'm going to open the phone lines back up. But I mean, a lot of people believe in that. Even me, and I would honestly tell you, I believe in demonic possession. I believe some of these crimes we're seeing is the work of the devil, that the devil is real. There's an evil entity in this world that corrupts the minds of people. I do believe in schizophrenia and other things, though. I believe in science, but I do believe there's a spiritual world element to this world, too, that science just don't understand. I know this is a deep conversation because we're dealing with the Amish woman. I truly believe that this woman believes what she was saying. Okay, make a long story short. And you know, I love scary things, but at the same time, I do take this stuff seriously. I believe there's ghosts too. Dolly.
Dolly, this is George down here in Houston.
What's up, George?
You got a good show tonight.
I mean, it's one of those ones that make you think.
Yeah. P. Diddy, I don't care too much for. I don't, you know, he's just an evil goon.
Yeah.
He's just a goon.
Yeah. I wouldn't care if they gave him 100 years, to be honest.
I wouldn't care what they gave him. You know.
I honestly, though, wish they would have gave him longer. Me, myself.
Well, I think he deserves longer because I think he did a lot worse than what they gave him the penalty for.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The Amish lady, she's just goony. She's just crazy. She needs to be evaluated and figured out what the hell is going on with her.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of religious freakazoids out there.
There are some, I would say, extremists.
Yeah. And I don't know if she's just a religious nutsoid or whatever, but anyway, about the girl that gave the birth to the closet, I don't really know anything about that. I don't have
basically she's had a baby and thrown that damn thing away, and she wasn't charged with murder, man, and it just blows my mind.
Yeah, I know young girls get really scared about a lot of things. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to say about that. But what I really called it, you know, the other night I was listening to your show on Charlie Kirk. And a 30-06 would have blown his neck out. There would not have been no bullet stopped in his neck.
That's what I thought, but I'm not a gun expert. I thought the same thing, that when they said they had the bullet right up under the skin, I was like, there's no way.
There's no way. There's no way that a 30-06 would have stopped in his neck, and they found a bullet up underneath his skin and all that stuff. Whatever that whole thing is not making any sense.
Yeah, that's how it felt to me too. I was thinking, you know, I thought hunters used them because they were such powerful long range rifles that, you know, like I said, I've shot guns, but I've never been hunting. Like, I don't kill things. Killing's not for me. You know,
I have been. I mean, I say I'm George from Houston, but I grew up in Northwest Arkansas. And I hunted a lot. I was hunting when I was 10 years old.
Was you using like a 30-06 or was you using a different type
I shot a 30-06 when I was 16 years old.
I mean, I can remember the first time I seen a 30-06. I was probably like 10. My granddad took me to his room and he was all happy about getting this new gun he got. And it was a 30-06. But he had hundreds of guns.
I've got several guns now. And I used to have a British 303, and I used to shoot through trees with that.
Wow. So, yeah, when I heard it was in his neck, I thought, man,
a 4-inch tree. A 4 or 5 inch tree. And that thing would shoot through that. Wow. Now, how is any bone in your neck going to stop anything like that?
I didn't think it would. I didn't think it would, but that's what they're telling us.
No, that 30-06. Go on YouTube and look at some of these people that are doing 30-06 demonstrations and stuff. They're shooting through incredible stuff.
Yeah. So, do you believe
your neck and your neck bone ain't going to stop it? It ain't going to stop it. It's going to go straight through it. It's going to blow a big old hole. It's going to blow your head off. Your head will be hanging off.
That's what I thought. It would blow out a bigger hole out the back than it did the front. But like I said, I'm no gun expert from range like that. Do you think there's some conspiracy to this?
I do.
You do? I think a lot of people do. I think a lot of people believe there's some type of something going on that's bigger than what we're being told.
And I think it begins with the fact that we're told that he was shot with a 30-06, and a 30-06 through his neck like that would have took his head off.
I knew when I heard the bang, I knew it was a high-powered rifle from how loud it was. I was like, that is a high-powered rifle. That wasn't no little 22 or nothing. That shit had a bang to it.
Well, I've got some ideas, but not going to go into that right here.
50 cal?
No.
You don't think
no.
so? Too big?
I think it might have been something much less.
Think so? I mean,
I think it might have been a handgun. Could have been a 22. Could have been a pellet gun. Could have been.
I don't know if
something way smaller.
I definitely don't think a pellet gun is going to do that. that would be a hellacious pellet gun.
Well, they do have some.
I mean, they do got some high-powered pellet guns. I give you that, but I mean that thing. It appeared that it blew out his jugular at least, you know, and the way it looked like it hit to me is it wouldn't even hit the neck bone.
Dolly, I'm over here shooting possums with pellet guns and killing them.
Are you? Okay. Be nice and a possum.
Yeah, I got.
They don't even carry rabies.
I kill a possum with a pellet gun.
What did the possums ever do to you? Are you eating
Well, they
them?
come up on my porch and eat my cat food.
Are you eating the possums?
No, hell no.
Well, you shouldn't kill stuff you ain't eating.
I don't want them eating my cat food.
Kill a cat. I'm just kidding. Don't kill anything. I like life. Possums. I learned possums don't even carry rabies.
I live in the city. I live in the middle of Houston, Texas, and I got raccoons and possums all up on my front porch.
Possums have a really short lifespan, and they don't carry disease.
Well, no, they creep me out. They look ugly.
They are ugly, but they're innocent little animals. They don't hurt nothing. They keep bugs and other things away, and don't be hurting them possums.
They carry leprosy.
They don't.
I heard they did.
No, they don't even carry rabies. They're immune to rabies. They look scary, but they ain't.
Well, I know they ain't never been.
You heard PJ all the way in another room. They don't carry leprosy. I just look at them. Hey, they little possum, and let them go about their way.
Well, I do too.
Don't lie now.
But I have caught some, and I have shot them with the 22. And if you shoot them in the right place, they will die.
People hunt them. They hunt possums and raccoons and stuff like. I like raccoons. I don't know why anybody would want to hurt a raccoon. They like little teddy bears to me, but they do carry rabies.
I had one come up on the porch here and try to fucking bite me. I wasn't crazy about that.
We got a couple of them here that come up on the front porch, but they seem pretty friendly. They don't seem to they ain't trying to attack.
Well, this one wasn't scared. This one wasn't scared at all of me. He was hissing at me, and he was trying to come and attack me.
Oh, Lord. Okay, well, I can understand that, but don't let none of them attack you. All right, you be good, my man.
All right, you too.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Yeah, I can't kill animals. It ain't something I do. Like I said, I've never been hunting. Do I have the urge to want to hurt anything? Right? Like, to me, they're all God's creatures, you know. Now, if you're going to eat it, listen, I ain't got nothing against deer hunters and people that go out and hunt for their food. And, you know, if you're going to eat it, good. If you just killing shit to kill it, that's a different thing. That's totally different than I'm killing for survival and I'm going to eat this deer.
He was just hurting the possums for nothing.
They were eating his cat food.
Fuck them cats. They were hungry.
Yeah, the possums be hungry too.
We have this opossum that goes in the tree that you cut down, and then it goes under the thing.
Under the porch?
And I see him all the time. He waves at me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't bother with possums, right?
They eat ticks.
Yeah, they eat ticks, they eat other bugs, and they don't carry rabies.
They don't carry diseases. I just looked it up.
Yeah, I never knew that.
I mean, just make that up.
that they carry leprosy.
He had to have a reason to shoot him because he's a savage.
And then he tried to change it up. It's like, no, I don't shoot the possums. Don't lie now. Don't lie now. Now that you know they peaceful animals, right? What have you ever
They're
done?
just a little hungry. Like what?
When's the last time you heard somebody being attacked by a possum? They usually just run from you. They do look scary.
They play dead.
Yeah, they're sissies too.
They freeze. Yes.
You know, so don't hurt the possums, right? Or the raccoons. I really like raccoons. I wouldn't mind having a raccoon as a pet. You know, if it was tame and didn't have rabies.
The one we have on the porch is the best.
Yeah, we got this fat one.
I like the orange one.
I got this one I named Apples because
I named him Waddles because he couldn't fit.
Because he's fat.
Well, Short Legs got us a cat house for my stray cat obsession I had for a while
And then
now.
the raccoon took over.
He couldn't get out.
Yeah.
He got stuck, and then he was waddling out his back end. And he waddled out
Because he eats pizza and stuff. So the first time I seen Apples, I named him Apples. Right. I go out on the front porch, and I had a trash can sitting by the door that I was going to take the bag out of and take it to the big can, but I didn't. So I just set it outside because it would smell up the kitchen. So I set it on the front porch, and I got to open the door one day, and it's right beside the door. And I open the door, there's this big ass raccoon sitting there looking at me, right? And he had reached into there and grabbed a piece of pizza, a whole slice of pizza.
A piece of pizza,
right? I mean, a whole slice of pizza. And I look over at him. I'm like, damn, because I'm kind of scared of him because he's big, right? He's a big ass raccoon.
Big.
And he just looks at me. He goes, and takes a bite of the pizza. He's just sitting there eating the pizza. I'm like, okay, right. This dude ain't even scared. He ain't even worried about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I'm like, okay, I just shut the door by it, right? Eat the pizza, dude, right? If that makes you happy. So then I go out there and he be eating like the cat's food and stuff, right? So then I realized I tried to scare him one day. I threw an apple at him thinking he would run off. And he didn't. He ran right over, grabbed the apple. It was like, he was eating it like it was the best thing he ever had in his life. Like he was like, looked like he was thanking me, like he like waving and eating it. Like, thank you, dude. This shit is good. So then after that, I would go out there nightly and I would go to the store and I buy bags of apples. I don't really even eat apples, but I just bought them to feed the raccoon. And then I fed him so many apples, I started calling him Apples. And like he knew, like I'd be like, Apple, he run fucking.
There's him eating my cat food.
There he is. Can y'all see Apples? He's like a little bear, right? See him eating the cat food.
Mm-hmm.
So that is Apples, our raccoon.
I wish I had gotten the.
Now he's
orange
not
one.
quite a pet, right? He's not quite a pet, but
we have woods back there.
Yeah,
so
he lives in the woods, and then he comes up. Dolly.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, it's Zircon.
Hey, Zircon, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I just want to tell you a quick story about the possum that was in my yard.
Mm-hmm.
And he was dead. And he looked awful. I'd never seen a possum before. You know, they don't have no fur and
yeah.
stuff. So I went in the house to get a garbage bag to clean up the yard. And I get back out there, and guess what? He was gone.
Uh-huh.
He was playing possum, Dolly.
You thought he was dead.
Oh, I thought you'd get the joke.
I didn't get it. PJ was like showing me something at the same time he was talking, so I was trying to listen and see what she's showing me. It was a little confusing.
Okay. All right. Well, you get the joke now, but it really did happen, and it really did surprise me, and he got me. He played possum on me, Dolly.
Okay. I'll share a quick story with you. I had a lizard. It was what the hell are them lizards called? The big green ones?
Geckos.
Not a gecko.
Iguana.
I had this iguana. This dude gave me this iguana. And he basically, I come in the house one day and I had this cage that he stayed in, and I come in and the damn iguana's dead in the water bowl. He just laid stiff, like stiff as a board, dead as hell, right?
Right.
So this is crazy, right? So I get a bag, right? A paper bag. I put him in a paper bag, and I can just throw him in the trash can outside. So
okay.
2 days later, I walk out to open the trash can to throw something in it, and the iguana is standing at the trash can looking at me, alive.
Gardening.
Right? So I'm thinking, oh my God, this thing is Jesus. You know, I start calling the damn thing Jesus because he resurrected.
Resurrection.
So I take the iguana back in the house. I put him in his cage, and I lived right up the street from a pet store. So I'm thinking, you know, this lizard has resurrected from the dead. And I go in and I start telling the dude at the pet store, and he's kind of laughing. He goes, well, iguanas are known to have seizures and go into comas. I didn't know that. Did anybody else know that?
I thought maybe it was because he got cold.
I don't know. He said it was most likely he had a seizure and he was in a coma. And they do this. They'll go unconscious and go into a coma state where they appear to be dead. And then they come back to life. Right? So I had this iguana for years. I mean, till he got big. Right? And he died. Well, I didn't know he was dead.
Are you sure this time?
I didn't know, so I didn't throw him away. He was just laying in the cage dead. And my buddy's like, man, you got a dead ass iguana in the cage. I was like, I don't know if he's dead. He's like, what? My buddy was like, yo, this thing is dead as shit, right? He almost stinks so dead. And I was like, man, I don't know. Last time I threw him away, he came back to life. And the dude's looking at me like, you're crazy. And I'm like, no, I'm telling you, they have seizures and they go into these comas. The dude at the pet store told me this, right? But he died. He was dead that time. It was
official. It was official.
I had him for years. I mean, years.
Did he do it often? So he would do it?
He never did.
Just that one time.
Yeah, just that one time. The next time he died, he was dead. He was official. He was done. But it was probably 10 years later when he died.
Well, congratulations on having him that long.
Yeah, he was big. He was big. When I first got him, he was probably like this. But time he died, he was at least, with his tail to head, he was at least 5-6 foot.
Wow.
He's big. I mean,
that sounds like a fish story. That kind of sounds like a fish story to me, Dolly.
No.
Your arms keep getting wider.
Yeah, he was big. He was big. I mean, his tail, his body wasn't but about like that. But with his tail was long. And
they do.
He would whip the shit. You got to reach in his cage. He would like a hitting you.
I don't really like reptiles.
Well, usually I kept the door open on his cage so he could walk around the house. So sometimes he'd be on the couch. Yeah, he just walk around the house.
Okay.
Live his best life.
I guess. Well, that's a good story, Dolly.
All right, Zircon, you be good.
All right.
All right, peace.
Peace out.
I'm telling you, look, I thought the damn thing was dead. I thought he resurrected from the dead. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember what. Oh, his name was Izzy. Right? Because after Jesus, I started calling him Izzy. Like, is he alive? Is he dead? You know, because he don't move around much. He would just sit on a branch for like 2 weeks at a time. He would just sit there, right? You'd see, if you really look, you see his eyes moving. But for the most part, he wasn't very active. Sometimes he'd come out the cage and sit on the couch, on the top of the couch. He would never sit on the seat of the couch. He'd always sit at the highest point of the couch. But yeah, I had that lizard for a long time. And like I said, I had to go to the pet store. I had never heard of nothing like that. But then again, he was the first lizard I ever owned. And somebody just gave him to me. So maybe that's why they gave him to me. They're like, yo, this thing be dying and coming back to life. I don't know. Dolly is full of it. Now, strike me dead. Right? Put me in a lightning bolt storm. I'll tell you the same exact story. Like, yeah, I ain't make it up. I ain't make nothing I told you tonight. I wouldn't put my hand on the Bible and be like, I swear to you, this is how it went down. We was matter of fact, we was in we went to PJ can back me up on this one. We was just in Florida, right? And we went to Gatorland, okay, with the alligators. We're out there. For anybody that watched the live video, y'all know I ain't lying about this one because we were live from Gatorland. You can still watch it on my YouTube channel, right? So we're at Gatorland, and we go to leave, and we get in the car, and there's a little baby iguana sitting on the hood looking at me, right? I didn't see it at first, right? And then I'm like, I start the car, I pull off, I go to pull out the Gatorland onto the highway, and I turn onto the highway and I start going, and then I see it. I'm like, man, there's a damn iguana looking at me on the hood of the car. Why are we on the damn highway, right? So for anybody that's been to Gatorland, there's an exit here, there's a parking lot. There's like there's an exit and an entrance. So as I pull out the entrance, I'm going down the highway, but I'm coming back on the entrance. Did I say that right? I'm pulling out the exit, but I'm coming back up towards the entrance of Gatorland. And I realize there's this damn iguana on the hood of the car. So I pull off back into Gatorland and park the car, right? Get out thinking, the iguana's going to run, jump off the car. He didn't. He runs into the engine of the car. He climbs under the hood and into the engine. Now, I don't want to kill the lizard. So I go in there and I pop the hood to the car, and I'm trying to find where he is on the engine. But now he's on the windshield of the car, right? So I'm trying to get this damn lizard off the car. So I go up to the windshield, and I was going to just grab him, right? But then he ran behind the car, right? So now I'm chasing him, but he won't get off the car, though. He's like stuck to the car like a gecko, but it ain't a gecko, right? It's a iguana because he has a little thing on his neck. So he runs around to the back tire. Now he's on the back tire, right? Now I'm thinking, okay, if I pull the car forward back, I'm going to run the damn iguana over, right? So eventually I reach to try to grab him, and he runs behind the tire. Now I don't know where the damn iguana's at, and I'm thinking I don't want to kill the iguana because I just don't think it's good mojo to kill things, right? I just want him off the car. So eventually I see him get off the car, and I'm like, okay, here's my chance. Let's make a break for it. So I jump back in the car and skirt out, okay? I didn't want to, him have a seizure. Now he's dead on the ground. Couldn't handle it, right? He was like a super lizard. I don't know. It was crazy. You don't believe me? You can ask PJ about that one, because she was like, I was like, damn, there's damn lizards everywhere here, right? Just on the car and shit. I've seen a few different ones while I was there. Like, I'd go out to the hotel in the morning, and there was these bushes, and I could see lizards running all around the bushes and shit. But the one at Gatorland he wanted to come home with us, I think. I don't know. But I didn't want to be going 60 miles an hour down the interstate. Next thing you know, there's a fucking flies off and hits the windshield on somebody's car. There's a damn dead lizard stuck to the car like the Geico lizard. I just thought I'd share that with you guys. Okay, phone lines are still open. 757-797-6694. I lived in South Florida for years, had 6 to 7 outside my patio, drove me crazy, LOL. Dolly, I love you, man, but you need help. Your backdrop says so. Peace. PJ, pretty lady. It does say help on the backdrop. I had to have something for back. I changed it up, right? It could have been a few different things. Doc?
Hey, Dolly. This is Missing But Not Forgotten from Ohio.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, doing good.
Awesome.
I just wanted to weigh in on the Amish lady.
The Amish lady? Okay.
Yeah. I live about 20 minutes from where it happened, so.
A lot of Amish people there in Ohio. I thought Pennsylvania had all the Amish people.
Oh no, we've got quite the community up here.
Okay. I mean, horse and buggies and all that good stuff.
I have buggies go past my house every day.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I guess she's known to be crazy.
The lady had been known to be crazy?
Yeah, like a couple of days before this happened, they had like an intervention the family did with her, and they thought her going to the lake for the weekend
Would help her?
Would chill her out a little bit.
But what about the husband? He must have been crazy too.
Well, it's they said that they've been interpreting the Bible differently than like the rest of the family has, and they felt that they weren't living up to God's expectations and took them out there to do religious exercises and and the dad felt that he failed him and went out and
we got it on video, the lizard on the car.
The dad thought that he was going
Post
to
it on your channel. Sorry.
He was going to swim out to the sandbar to try to prove himself and didn't make it.
Oh, okay. So then
she went on her little go-kart spree. She was running around and had it up on 2 wheels and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, okay. So she was out there doing wheelies on the thing, huh?
Yeah, with the teenager kids. Yeah, that was already after she had already drowned the boy.
So what do you think? Since you from that area, what do you think should happen to the Amish lady?
I think she needs help. She's been through mental evaluations and everything since this has happened, but Amish don't believe in mental illness. So she's not going to get help if the outside hadn't interfered.
Yeah, too bad they didn't interfere sooner.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, it took this catastrophe for this to happen. But I think the insanity plea is where she needs to go, and I think she needs to be in a mental hospital.
Yeah, that's truly what I believe too. I believe just from hearing her that she really believed what she was saying and that she's sick. I mean, there's a difference between being criminal and being sick.
Yeah, and she honestly believes every bit of what she was saying.
Yeah, well, that falls to me under the sick category. And like now, like the girl that threw her baby away, and that to me is she needs to be in prison. You know, the Amish lady.
I totally agree.
Amish lady, get her some help, get her on some meds, and keep an eye on her. And but because I mean, I don't know. It's just it's so a tough one because there is the kid at play. The kid at play is the biggest part. She threw the kid in the water, and allowing him. You got to make sure she's safe to be around other kids. That's the weird thing is like, how long do we put her in a crazy hospital? That becomes, I guess. Did you upload that video, PJ?
I tried to.
Okay. That I guess is the $1 million question. How long does she stay in a hospital? I guess until she's capable of being around other people and not hurting them.
Well, they've noticed a change because they have put her on meds since this.
Yeah.
And but the one thing I don't agree with is they're keeping her from her family. Like, they're not letting it. No, they're not allowed to talk to her at all.
Huh. I don't know. Well, because maybe the family believes what they were doing is God's work, right?
Well, and that was her sons that walked her up to the cops.
Yeah.
So, I mean, an Amish kid's going to believe whatever their parents tell them.
Yeah, and what their family's telling them now. And
yeah.
I guess they don't want to make the lady any sicker than she already is. Maybe that's why they're denying visits or communication, is because they're trying to get her well, and that ain't going to make her too well if they're just telling her the same thing she was already thinking when she threw the baby in the lake.
Yeah, they denied her bond, so she's not going anywhere. So, I mean, that's good, but...
Yeah. Well, I don't think she should be out. I definitely think she should be in a mental hospital somewhere getting the help that she needs. It's just how long, I guess that depends how sick she is, I guess, how long they keep her in there. But I don't think this is something where we put her away and throw it away the key on.
No, I don't think so either.
I think we should help sick people and execute murderers.
Exactly.
You know,
and she don't feel she did anything wrong
because she don't know no better.
She don't know any better.
Yeah, that's the difference. If you knew you did wrong, you would be trying to cover it up or run or deny responsibility for it. But she never did any of that.
Well, and nobody would have interfered if she wouldn't have been driving with the golf cart reckless and somebody else called the cops.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's just crazy. The whole
by then,
thing makes it even odder.
Yeah, I mean, 2 of them was already gone when she tried to do the other ones.
My question is, did they get that fish? Because I don't want to eat me.
Well, I've heard there could be big fish in there. I don't know.
That'd be one big hellacious fish to be able to eat a person.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a fish or alligator y'all got in that lake, but I don't think most fish are eating people.
No, I don't think so either. But that's how she's interpreting her Bible.
All right, I appreciate you calling.
Hey, thanks, Dolly. Have a good one.
You too. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
Lisa, South Carolina. How are you?
Hey, Lisa. I'm doing pretty good. Not too bad.
I'm your insomniac buddy.
Are you? Oh, awesome.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, a couple of things. Diddy, you know, of course, he didn't get what he should have gotten, but
no,
whatever. As far as the Amish lady, like, I'm a religious person. I'm a more spiritual person, but, you know, I have heard God's voice twice. I was getting ready for church one morning. It was Valentine's Day. My husband doesn't go to church. I did, and he had bought flowers, candy, you know, a beautiful picture that says, I love you to the moon and back. And I'm putting on my makeup. I'm doing my hair. I'm getting ready. I'm about halfway done. And I heard a voice, and it said, go ask. And there's no one here but my husband and 2 dogs. So I was like, okay, go ask. What does that mean? So I went into the kitchen, and I said, don't say yes or no, but I want you to go to church with me this morning. And my husband's kind of like PJ, you know, you go in, they've got their hand out. So, you know, he's not big on going. But he did go with me that morning. And the second time I heard his voice, I was sound asleep. I stay up late at night. So, you know, I might not get up till 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Sunday morning, I wake up at 7 a.m. I get up, I start putting hair and makeup together, putting on a dress. My husband said, what are you doing, going to church? And I said, no. My mother had been gone for 10 years, and she was cremated and on my dresser. And I said, God woke me up this morning and said, it's time. Today's the day. That's what he said. Today's the day. So I said, I'm taking my mom to this place we have here called Pretty Place. It's an open chapel. It has no walls, and it's on top of the mountains. So it was very peaceful. It was just a beautiful feeling. I have extreme anxiety. But I didn't have anxiety. I knew what he meant. And as I started getting our paperwork together to be able to transport, I noticed it was her birthday. And that was my confirmation that it really was God's voice. And it just kind of blew my mind, but at the same time, it gave me my confirmation. And it makes my heart just really break for this Amish lady, because I really believe that she believes what she heard and what she was doing was the right thing. You know, the fish story at the bottom of the lake, who knows? And then trying to drive 2 adult kids into the water. You know, all of that does sound crazy, but, you know, my heart breaks for her. And I don't think that she should really be in prison for this. Just my belief.
Yeah,
but
I would have to agree with you. I don't think she should be in prison either. I think she needs some help. She definitely needs some help.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You know, and I pray she gets that. Now, on Laken Snelling, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Okay. The first time I ever had intercourse, I got pregnant. I knew immediately I was pregnant.
Immediately?
I was 14 years.
Like right
I left his
afterwards?
house and called. Yeah, I left his house, called him when I got home 15 minutes later, and I said, I'm pregnant. He said, you're crazy. I said, well, I might be, but I'm crazy pregnant. And I was. And I was 14 years old, though.
Wow.
And at 14, I knew, and I had my baby at 15.
Okay.
But I did all my prenatal care. You know, I had to fess up to my parents, which was no easy task. But even at 14 and 15 years old, I had the mentality and the knowledge to know there are certain things you do. And there's, you know, there's safe havens everywhere. In every city, I think, across the United States, there's a safe haven.
Yeah.
She could have taken that baby to. So I have no sympathy for her. I hope they just really do a mental evaluation on her, which I don't even think is necessary, but I think they should throw the book at her. You know,
I do too. I agree with you on
it
that
was a
one, too.
cop out for her to do that. There's too many parents out here that would love to have the baby. You know, the baby whimpered, that the baby was alive.
Yes.
You know, you've got safe havens. There's places to take these babies. And there's just really no excuse. If I knew at 14 and 15 what I needed to do and being able to be responsible and keep my child.
Yeah.
And, it takes a village to raise a child, and it did take my entire family. If it hadn't been for my family, I don't know what I would have done. I wasn't even old enough to get a job. I lied, at this little restaurant and told them I was a year older than I was just so I could get a job because I felt horrible. My dad had went and bought a car seat and spent $40 on a car seat, and I cried like a baby.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Because it wasn't his baby. It wasn't his responsibility. It was something I had done. But, I just, my heart goes out to the Amish lady. I really hope that, they're able to give her the help. And I do kind of believe some of what she's saying because I've had those religious experiences where I have heard voices, and it was nothing that scared me. It was the most calming thing. And I already knew the answer.
Yeah.
When I heard the voice, I knew the answer to what the voice, but it wasn't even distinctive, and you've told some crazy stories tonight, but it wasn't like the cab driver who knew. But yeah. This teenage beauty queen, they just really need to throw the book at her. There's too many of them doing it, and it's just become a copycat.
I think so too. If you don't set an example, people are going to continue to do it, especially these women that seem like they're getting fame from it. But hey, look, thanks for calling in, sharing with us.
They're not even women; they're children.
Yeah, well, you're 18. You gotta at least make grown-up decisions.
Well, if I can make them at 14, I can make them at 18. But anyway. Have a good night, Dolly. And Miss PJ.
Peace.
So tell her I said bye, PJ.
Bye, PJ. Okay. So for all you guys, PJ uploaded this video. I'm going to show you guys. And, remember I was telling my lizard stories and everybody's seemed like I'm crazy and I'm lying and blah, blah, blah. I can tell you now I haven't lied about one story that I've shared with you guys tonight. This is the lizard. PJ actually videotaped it. I didn't even know she had it on video. Of that damn lizard jumping on the car. Well, he was on the car when I was driving down the road. So let's take a little look at it. All right. Just so you know I wasn't full of shit.
Lizard on the hood.
See him on the hood?
Oh, we gotta get him.
Is that
get him
alligator?
Oh, he's trying to come home with us. He's so cute.
I'm gonna pull over here.
Oh, it's an iguana. Look, he has the thing. Oh, come on, go ahead, hop.
Let me see if I can get him off. It is an iguana. Damn baby iguana on the hood of the car. He was coming home with us.
Oh.
I had to pull over because I was riding down the road and I looked up and said, there's a damn lizard on the hood of the car.
We got a lizard on the hood. Oh, we gotta get him.
Is
get
that
him
alligator?
home. Oh, he's trying to come.
I said, is it an alligator? Because we were at Gatorland. That's the parking lot of Gatorland right there.
Home with us. He's so cute.
I'm gonna pull over here. So
oh, it's an iguana. Look, he has the thing.
He was trying to tell me he could save me on car insurance.
Yeah. Oh, come on, go ahead, hop.
Let me see if I can get him off. It is a iguana. Damn baby iguana on the hood of the car. He was coming home with us.
Oh.
I had to pull over because I was riding down the road and I looked up and said, there's a damn lizard on the hood of the car.
We got a lizard on the hood.
Yeah, I was on the highway when I turned back into the parking lot of Gatorland. And then, you know, PJ didn't get the whole chase. Like when I tried to get him off the car, he ran into the engine. Then I didn't want him to get chopped up in the engine. So I opened the hood. I'm searching the engine. He's on the windshield. Then he runs to the back of the car. Then he runs to the tire. It's like we were playing tag around the car and shit. And I'm like, I just didn't want to kill him. PJ wanted to keep him. Yeah. So that's why everybody thought I was a liar. Dolly, you got to believe what I say. You got to believe what I say, people. Okay, no different than the cab story, no different than the lizard that came back to life, or me going to the pet store and the dude saying they have seizures. I ain't making shit up, right? I ain't that good at making up stories. So, with that said, let me open the phone lines back up, all right? And if anybody want a lizard, I got them for sale, right? I know where you can get them. Florida, there's tons of them. Okay, there's tons of them. LOL. Oh, and guys, if you're just tuning in, we have a new shirt out. I want to show it to you because the first 20 shirts that are ordered come with a gift from Dolly. These are the Buy PJ shirts. You see what it says? Buy PJ Dolly Vision. I don't know. It's become like a big inside joke here on the channel. And like everybody that calls in, they're always like, Buy PJ, but they're talking to me. So we came out with the Buy PJ shirt. The first 20 orders, just the first 20 now, come with a Dolly gift. It's something cool. All right. And it's just an extra if you get the shirt, the Buy PJ shirt. Also, if you haven't yet, we still have a little bit of supply of hats. Bam, the Dolly hats. We got them in camo. We got them in black. We got the Turtle Island one. We got what I call the Mardi Gras one, which is the purple, pink and purple with the sugar skulls. Of course, we got the pink Dolly Vision hat, and then we have the one with the flowers. Now, the flower one, believe it or not, is our best seller. Okay, the one with the flowers, just the pink on pink with the pink flowers, seems to be doing fairly well. Out of all the hats, that one has sold the most. But remember, so when you get a new T-shirt, the Buy PJ T-shirt, it comes with an extra gift in your bag from Dolly. Okay, so make sure you get your orders in while you can, because like I said, it's only the first 20 that come with the extra gift. I thought you said they were pink. I thought they were pink too.
Is here. I wanted her to talk about the Amish lady.
I thought it was pink too. Is there any way we can make that pink?
Possibly.
I mean, I probably could go in and make it pink. I think it would look better pink.
It's the top of your razor pink colors. It's called salmon. It's salmon. That's the color that it is.
But couldn't we do it in the bright pink? Possibly.
Probably.
I think it would look better pink. I think it would look better pink and black.
Those are my favorite colors.
What?
Pink and black.
I mean, why didn't you make the shirt in pink and black?
Because I wanted to make it different. I don't know.
I think it would look better in pink and black. Then it would match like the Dolly hats. It would match.
Okay.
Can you try to see if we can change that logo?
I can change the logo right now. I know how to change it.
Well, guys, it'll be in pink and black. Okay, now.
I'll fix it.
Right now, it is a racer colored pink and blue, but it will be in pink and black. PJ's working on the logo now, I guess, right? It's her logo, her design. So it got a little hand, but I just think the colors would be. What do y'all think, guys? Think it look better in pink and black?
PJ's got to eat.
Right? Sarah says pink and black would be killer. Or black. I like pink and black. I think pink and black. I mean, PJ's a girl, a lot of girl viewers, and then if you had let's say you bought a shirt and got a hat, it would match. It's like me. I tend to try to match stuff a little bit. If I'm wearing black, I usually wear a black hat. If I wear blue, I try to wear a blue hat. So, but I want to throw that out. Either way, the first 20 people get an extra with the shirt. All right. Black shirt, pink stencil. I think the writing, the color, the inside color should be pink. Everything that is, hold on, let me pull it back up.
Is that what I just did? Wow.
Everything else, like where you see the orange looking stuff, that should be pink. And where it says the outline should be black. That's what I think. Pink and black. Yeah, that's the whole outline is pink. Do the inside letters pink and the outside black. You got it backwards of what I'm thinking. So, okay, I think that was the last call. Phone lines are open. It's not ringing. That means I can almost get out of here. We've been here 3.5 hours, which is almost 2 o'clock in the morning. So I think it's a good time for me to go ahead and wrap this up. Now, if you're watching a replay of this, of course, let us know what you think about the 3 stories we talked about tonight. What do you think about how long P. Diddy got? Did he deserve more? The Amish mother, what should we do with her? Now, if you didn't call in and tell me, leave it in the comment box after this video so I can read y'all's comments tomorrow. I haven't commented people back in a good while. I'm going to start commenting back. So, and of course, Laken Snelling. What should they do with that mother? I say bury her under the jail is what I say. Bury her under the jail. What is this? On a black shirt? We've been trying to do more colorful stuff than just
like
black.
Everything is black.
Yeah, we added a lot of different white shirts. I like that. I thought the let me see it. Like, see how it's now the Dolly Vision's pink. It should have been, you know how you had it 2 different colors? It should be black and pink like that. Let me show the people that one.
I can't decide. And look, these 2 colors are different.
Well, whatever.
I'm gonna go. Hold on. I'm gonna go to my photo editing and change it.
The outline should be black.
Okay.
Right? Like, let me see how the first shirt was done. Okay, you see how your outline is blue?
Mm-hmm.
That should be black. Okay, the outline stuff should be black, and then the inside of it should be pink. And then I think you got it. Right now, you got it pink, pink, and pink. That's just too much pink. That's too much pink. It needs some contrast. That's what makes it pop, right? And what do we do about the people that's already ordered it now that we're changing it?
I don't know. That's a good question. You're the one that wants to do all this extra, change this. And
I just think it would look better myself. You know, there's some people that's already ordered the shirt.
You should have right, because it looks fucking amazing.
Okay, then we'll send them that shirt, and then the people that order tonight, we will send the pink shirt to, because since they know we're switching the color to pink. The only difference is going to be it's pink and black instead of orange and blue. I mean, I don't even know what color orange and blue get. What state is orange and blue? Who uses orange and blue?
Oh,
the Orioles?
It's not orange.
It looks orange. Looks like an eraser. Lincoln is not a mother. She is a monster. No, she's a murderer, in my opinion. I agree with that. I want to buy one with pink and black. See? Right there. Okay, Alabama. Okay, here it is. Why is Dolly Vision yellow now?
It's white. It's cream. White. It's always been cream.
Okay, y'all see that? That's what the new ones will look like. See how it's pink instead of the orange with the black trim? Instead of it being orange and blue, now it's pink and black. Okay, it's the same logo, just pink and black. Keep both. A guy mostly will not wear pink. That's a good point.
But you think they're going to wear the
orange
salmon?
And blue?
No.
That's what Turtle Gang says. And she paid $2 to say it.
Oh, okay.
That makes a difference to two. She's like, okay. And she paid $2. We'll think about it. All right. Say $2 in this world makes a difference. It makes a big difference. Before the $2, she was like, hell nah. Once I said $2, she's like, you know what? I kind of like that. All right, guys. Dolly loves you. Get your order in if you get it in tonight. And if you don't, if you want the orange and blue, just write in the notes orange and blue. If you want the pink and black,
you're just making my life entirely way too difficult.
Making her life hard. All right, guys. We love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.